Alright, welcome to part 3 of Salesforce admin. So last video we went over the beginning, and now if you notice, if you go to the home page, it's actually when you first log in, you see what's under progress. You could go directly into Salesforce Platform Basic or whatever the progress that you may be on, and it'll take you right to where you left off. But in case you don't have that, you can always go back and watch the earlier video. Or if you want to just follow along, you can go into Trail Mixes and it'll have whatever the admin course that you are on, and find your way to the admin beginner where we left off. Another way is to go to career path. You can see which career path is right for you. Right now we're going through Salesforce admin, and you can see the button that says start scaling up. And once you go there, it'll take you exactly where that trail was. It'll show you where you left off. So this particular session, we're going to go ahead and go with admin beginner. And once you get in there, last video we actually did get started with Salesforce platform. This time we're going to go ahead and do the discover use cases for the platform. And I know a lot of these videos have some time that's allotted for it. Like this one supposedly take 10 minutes, but if you actually work through it, it may take you a little bit more than 10 minutes. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. So this one is discovering use cases for the platform itself, why we would use Salesforce, and in what cases it would be helpful. So within this particular unit, we're going to try to learn to describe sample use cases for the platform and discover the reason for using the platform across multiple departments. And you can follow along this, and we'll scroll down, and you notice on the bottom it's just a couple of questions on quizzes, so we don't actually have to launch the org for this, which is also referred to as sandbox system. So here, what we're trying to go for with this Salesforce platform is we're trying to do a high impact and low effort. So anytime you want to do anything, you want to try to address the ones or things where you don't have to put a lot of time in. It's less effort, but it gives you high return. Those are usually on any type of projects or anything you want to do on transformation, like integration or migration into a software. That's what you want to take care of first. So basically, Salesforce will help you. The platform itself will help you move fast, and it as part of that, speed comes from replacing tasks that you're used to doing by hand with more streamlined process. So when you're learning to build a platform, the first thing you want to tackle are projects that have big impact in your business, but it's easy to implement, right? And yes, of course, that sounds idealistic, but platform gives you a lot of opportunity to make big changes with minimal effort for your current business. So we talked about Dreamhouse on the last video. Michelle is a broker, and with her fellow brokers, they often use email to discuss particular properties. And Michelle sometimes participates in multiple threads discussing same properties, and that can get confusing for her. So between all the emails, detail can get lost, and the brokers, when they overlook the detail, they can miss out on sale or make a mistake and potentially lose a customer. So how does the Salesforce platform help with this issue? Well, if we remember D'Angelo, who is the admin for Salesforce, he created a custom property object, which we saw in the last unit. So every time you create a custom object, you automatically get something called chatter feed tracking. So chatter feed tracking provides a way for multiple people to comment and collaborate on a particular record. It's almost like a group chat, but of course it's a cloud. So when you're out there, out and about doing your thing, it's entire thing is on cloud, so you're updated automatically. So the discussions and decisions, they're stored on a record so everyone can stay up to date on important decisions. And now Michelle and her brokers, they don't have to use emails to discuss about the certain specific properties that way. So if we take, for example, let's scroll down. You'll notice under the Chatter tab, it talks about where Michelle's can add Fatima Amari and can give you whatever information. And she's talking directly about that 503 Park Drive. So by creating a single custom object, you can totally change how your organization collaborate. High impact, low effort. As you start building the platform, keep your eyes out for process with these things that you want to go ahead and keep an eye out for, or like have things that have heavy email collaboration, or they rely on spreadsheets or shared local documents. Things that are time sensitive and repetitive manual steps also impact on only a few departments. You want to minimize the number of stakeholders while you're still learning. So properties or processes with these traits are great candidates for early projects. So these are the things that's going to have high impact, but it requires minimal effort to get implemented. And these are the things that you want to implement within your system right away, because they are the ones that's going to pay off pretty nicely with little effort. Now let's talk about other uses for the platform. So again, going back to Dream House story, we're using Salesforce to help real estate agents sell houses better, right? That's what they have the Salesforce system for. But you can customize the platform to aid in a lot of other business tasks and not just the sales department. So let's take a look at a couple of other ways that you can build on your Salesforce. HR and IT are a couple of those. But let's go over HR. So Julian, who works in the HR department for Dream House, is in crisis. He has hundreds of applications coming in for dozens of job openings. So once applicants are hired, Julian has to set up training and submit hardware requests. All this activity creates a lot of data, and Julian is struggling to manage it all. So, of course, our hero, D'Angelo, he comes to rescue. So, using Salesforce platform, D'Angelo can create a custom app that helps Dreamhouse HR employees streamline and automate their hiring process and onboarding process. So, here are some of the things that D'Angelo's able to do. So, he can create app that can list job openings or store applicants for each job opening, send automated reminders to hiring managers, store orientation and training plans, and manage equipment orders and track employee time off. And of course, it's not the entire list. There are many things that D'Angelo can do for Julian, but of course, these are some of the main things that you can do. So Salesforce obviously doesn't reach out just for the sales department, but there are a lot of things, and I believe that Salesforce is eventually going to do even more or introduce more features and functionalities within their platform, which I think, yes, we say CRM, but I think eventually Salesforce could potentially move into ERP system itself. So like any other app built on the platform, HR app D'Angelo created is available for Salesforce mobile app. So that way HR can manage applicants and new hires, whether reps are in the office or off at a recruiting event. Now, how can IT help, or how can the platform help the IT department? So over in IT, Regina is also feeling the burn. She's getting millions of IT tickets coming in every minute. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Okay. So Regina, who's in the IT department, she's getting millions of tickets coming in every minute, and everyone's problems seem to be urgent. So who could she possibly ask for help? Of course, she's going to ask D'Angelo, who is the admin. So you could kind of see what admin jobs are now. It's starting to develop within the Salesforce space, right? So So when you build your IT ticketing system in the same place as CRM, you get a lot of benefits. All your users and their informations are already there, so you don't really have to rebuild all of the users and anything like that. So Salesforce allows you to be able to take those information and just create IT ticketing system within its platform. So that way you can track cases per user and promote collaboration between IT and the employees. And some of the ways to streamline IT using Salesforce platform are: you can create reports and dashboards to aggregate and analyze requests. You can send confirmation emails when requests are received, completed, or updated. And you can create queue incoming request or queue the incoming request and create custom forms for employees requests and create knowledge base for common issues and track employee hardware assets. So with a streamlined IT process, users are happier and IT has more time to build infrastructure rather than maintain a separate system. And those are the things that can benefit the IT with this Salesforce platform. And there are other, of course, things that you can do. You could see on the chart below that you can use the platform to help with the finance side or product side, supply chain, or operations side. And you can obviously customize the platform for, let's say, for example, finance. You can do budget management, contract management, and pricing. And for product, you can do other things like warranty management, pre-production testing, and product ideas and innovation. And of course, with supply chain, you can do procurement, vendor management, logistics, and operations side. You'll be able to do assets, facility management, merger acquisitions, enablement, and business agility. So basically, the point of this entire thing is that Salesforce platform itself, it can help your business run way more efficiently than what you may be doing at this point. And never think of Salesforce as just simple CRM. It's actually becoming like an entire business suite for any businesses out there. And Salesforce at this minute, it could actually be customized for a small mom and pop shop all the way to your enterprise level. So let's go ahead and tackle this quiz. And yes, and it does seems like initially when we talk about Salesforce and everything, I know a lot of people want to get into it, wanting to launch the org and just start going in there and start creating users and do all these admin things. But of course, you do need to learn a lot about the theory and the principles behind the system and the business processes and why the Salesforce exists. So yes, some of the units will be somewhat boring and just a read through, but it is building, just think of it as building a foundation for later down the road. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with the quiz. When identifying processes to bring into Salesforce, look for manual processes with numerous steps. I agree. Email driven processes, we talked about that. And then teams using spreadsheets, we also talked about that. So obviously with questions like this, D is probably also correct. Document shared on local directory. So I'm going to go with all of the above. And the second question, 3 use cases for finance on the platform are, and of course we're always allowed to go back and read what we need to: budget management, contract management, and pricing. So budget management, contract management, and pricing. And I will go ahead and check the quiz. Good. So when we come back on the next video, we will be talking about understand the Salesforce architecture, which is probably another quiz, I would think. Yep. So I thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next video when we talk about understand the Salesforce architecture. Thanks.